Hey everybody, happy Sunday. Welcome once again to a stretch session. So what a tremendous class. Thank you again to both senseis for leading another wonderful class. It was very leg heavy and hips, which I love. So now we'll take some time to stretch all of that back out. Let me see if I can get everything going here. Make sure we're set up. Yes, I think so. So we'll give everybody a moment to jump on here. As always, make sure that you take your gi top and your belt off so we can be comfortable for what we do. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We always talk about on here mindful stretching, mindful training. So today I really want to focus in on more mindful stretching in a way that is for karate or martial arts altogether. It's for really any style. So we're going to do a lot of slow, steady motions, a lot of holding. If you have a band would be great. If you don't, you can use your belt, no problem. We're very easy here. So anything that we do, as always, do it to your comfort level. Do push yourself. Do try to go a little bit further than comfortable, but don't do anything that's going to hurt you. Okay, no injuries here. If anything is too easy, you can always make it harder. If it's too hard, you can always make it easy. No big deal. So we'll give everybody a couple of minutes to get on here. I hope everybody's had a wonderful week. I hope everybody's staying safe and staying healthy. Again, a tremendous class. I really, really enjoyed that last class. I can't wait to go back and train that a couple of times. So, and always, thank you, Martin and Nadja, for having me back. Let's go ahead and get started. If there's any issues with the sound or connection, just let me know, okay? And for right now, I think we're good. There we go. Hopefully the rain will hold off. If not, we've trained in the rain before. We know that that is not a big obstacle. As always, taking a big breath in and up and out. Again, up. Breathing in positivity. Exhaling everything that's on our mind. Today, we don't need anything on our mind except for our training. Inhale in. Everything that's light. Exhale. Everything that's negative. All right, let's shake everything out. Again, I am assuming that everybody just did the training. However, if you did not, we're going to do a slight little stretch before our static stretch, okay? It's difficult to go straight into a static stretch if you're not already warmed up. This is the kind of stretching you should be doing after training. So, once again, we're going to start with our sumo squats. It's a beautiful day today. So, we're going to squat down using our hands and up. And squat down and up. When I do these, I am leaning over just a little bit, but I am keeping my bottom tucked just to keep that feeling of hips forward, okay? In karate, everything we do, we want hips forward. I'm not poking it out, okay? Hips under and up. Just warming everything up, stretching everything out. One more down and up. Now we're going to slowly take it down to this side. Point your left toe out to the corner, maybe a little bit more than 45 degrees. And we're going to go down. Now use your muscles, use your posture, use your spine, use your leg, use everything. If you need to use your hands, you can. And back up, okay? We're not doing anything that's going to hurt our knees today. Stay with me, even if it's difficult. Nobody likes to do the difficult things. That's not fun, especially on a Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening. And back up. However, these are things our bodies need. This is how we stay young. This is how we stay competitive. This is how we stay healthy. And up. We're going to do 2 more. And down. I'm just letting my back foot roll in. I'm not trying to keep it formal. And up. 1 more time. And down. And all the way back up. Notice my posture as much as I can. I'm trying to keep straight. Turn that right foot out. Again, a little bit more than 45 degrees. We want it to be comfortable. And down. And pushing up. I am using my hand. And down. You should feel the stretch on the inside. You should feel it on the inside here. You should feel it in your hip. And up. And down. This is my injury side. I'm sure everybody has an injury side. If you've been doing any sport, especially karate, running, basketball, soccer, lacrosse, and up. Football. 1 more. Down. And up. Very nice. Okay, we're going to take it on down to the ground. Again, like I said, we're going to do some mindful training today. That means that we're going to work on our stability muscles. We're going to stretch things out, but we're going to do so in a way that's also going to show us how to build our muscles that are specifically for karate. Okay, I'm real excited about today. All right, so let's do butterfly. Open up those hips. Just let those legs fall. Again, by now you should know your pace. You should know your limits. So I'm just guiding you through these. Leaning forward. You should feel these stretching, this stretch in your hips, in your flexors, in your lower back. All right, let's take it out a little bit. And down. As always, if it's possible, if you guys can have somebody take a picture of you stretching and doing some of the stuff that we're doing and putting it in the comments. I hate that we can't all see each other while we're doing this and be a little bit more interactive. That would be the ultimate goal. If Facebook could pull that off, that would be amazing. So in the meantime, if you could share what it is that you're doing with all of us, that would be really neat to see. All right, and 1 more time. Again, your back you should be bending at your hip, not your lower back. And very nice. Okay, let's take 1 leg out, 1 leg in. We're going to lean it over and up and down and up and over and up. Everything should be very smooth. We should enjoy what we do, even if it's a little bit painful. We don't want to speed through our stretches. If you're ever leading stretches in front of the class, in front of the dojo for everybody, be very mindful. It's easy when we get excited or a little nervous to be in front of the class. Just like in competition, we tend to go a little bit faster than we normally would. So be very mindful to lead everybody very slowly. Okay, switching sides. Taking your time. If you can get a count in your head, you know, ich, ni, san, shi, go. And ich, ni, san, shi, go. Something like that. That'll make you make and up. Gonna do 2 more and over. Make sure you're feeling the stretch in the back of your leg here. You should feel it when you bend this way. You should feel it in this hip, in your lats, in your back, and over. I lost count, so let's do 1 more for good measure. And up and down All right. All right, let's take it wide. This time we are going to go wide. Sometimes I say pull it in, but we're going to go wide this time because of the surprise I have in store for you. All right, just leaning over, I want you to try to take your elbows to the outsides of your legs and tap the ground just the best you can. The only way to do this is to keep your posture straight. Make sure you're not leaning over trying to do it. We want this to be correct, okay? So, hands a little bit higher than shoulders and tap, tap. Let's do 10. 3. Everything's smooth. Don't make anything stop. 4. You'll feel your obliques at work, your side stomach muscles. 5. You'll feel the stretch in your hamstrings. You'll feel it in your hips. 2 more. And 2. Very good. Okay. Last little quick stretch before we get into the meat of the exercise. Feet in front. Lifting up very straight. And leaning over just as far as you can go. Keeping that chin up. Keeping our back straight. This exercise in particular is when we need to smile. Smile through the pain. Sometimes we may grit from the pain. But smile. Breathe. Each time trying to go lower and lower. You should feel this in the back of your hip, the top. You should feel this in your lower back. And if you can get low enough, you will feel it in your hamstrings. But right now we're stretching the top parts of our glutes and the lower part of our back. And now on this last one, go ahead and round your back out and go as low as you can. Thinking when we do this to push our lower back out. Okay? We want, if this is the curve of our back, we want our lower back, the thought, to be push this out. Okay? So push. Push, push, push. Oh, that's a good one. Okay, now while we're down here, if you have your band or your belt or a towel or a washcloth, any of the above will work. We're going to take our belt, put your hands about a foot apart just as a tester, and we're going to lift our arms straight back, just straight back as far as you can. Opening up our chest. Chin up. Back straight. Sitting on your tailbone, not on your spine. We want to be on our tailbone. You can do this however you want. All we're worried about is opening our chest up. And release. Take it back again. Opening our chest up. And release. Opening our chest up. Release. Now, if you want to take this wider, you can. The wider you take it, the more of your shoulders it will get. Okay? The closer you have it, the more chest you'll get. So play around with it. Do what feels good to you, what you like, where you feel like you need the stretching. These bands, your belt, a towel, any of the above, a fly swatter, anything. You can use a stick, you can use a broomstick. Again, nothing formal here. All right, now you're going to take your band or whatever you're using, hold it in front of you. I'm going to keep my left hand steady, and I'm going to take my right hand and I'm going to turn and down. So this is opening up that shoulder, that lat. This is our punching, our blocking muscles. And you might want to take it a little bit wider. Hold it up. Keep that left hand steady. Turn. And down. Again, mindful stretching. So think about what we're stretching, where we're stretching it. Breathing through it. Remember to be smooth. We want everything to be very, I'm going to use the word graceful. I just like that word so much. Okay. Shake your shoulders out. All right, other side. Holding in front, keeping that right hand steady, and take that left hand. Oh, I need to go a little wider. Take that left hand and turn. And down. And turn. And down. Adjust to where you feel the stretch the most in your lat and in your shoulder and in the left side of your chest. If you need to adjust your band, adjust how much you're twisting. We've got some people out there I know that are super flexible, so if you need to turn all the way and face the back, that'll give you a little bit more stretch. Let's do one more and turn. Very nice. Okay, now we have our chest nice and opened up. So whenever we stretch our chest out, you should feel now that your posture is automatically a little bit better, okay, because we've stretched this back out. A lot of times in karate, I've mentioned this before, we think of power being here, pushing, this is power. And that's a misconception. It's wrong, but it feels like if I punch hard, I want to bend. So that's wrong. Our power, we know, comes from the ground, comes up our body and out. So when we are like this training, we have to take the time, open everything back up, and our posture will open back up. Now that we're all standing nice and tall and straight, I want you to grab a hold of something. A chair, a couch, a wall. This is for stability. And we're going to do mindful stretching for our kicks. Let me make sure that you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Hey, everybody. Hello from Switzerland. Oh, that's awesome. So glad to have everybody. Okay. Here we go. You can hold your leg the entire time for this. That's fine. But the idea is to think stretch, balance, and technique. Okay? So when we're in class and we're training and we count, we tend to count fast. And so we start doing fast motions and we start taking shortcuts in our kicks, in our stances, in our techniques, everything. We start taking shortcuts. When we take those shortcuts, we're training ourselves to forget the true technique of what we're doing. So while we're stretching and while we're practicing building our stability muscles, we're going to go back to our basics, okay, just for a side kick. All right, so from here, we're going to go very slowly. This is going to be exaggerated. This is not going to be 100% correct technique, but I want this to be a stretch, okay? So we're going to kick higher than normal. As high as you can, whatever's for you. So, foot, knee up. Let's bring that in, keeping our body straight. Don't sink into it. Try not to lean just yet. Pull that up. Side kick, we use the blade of our foot. So when we pull our foot up, anytime we have our knee up stretching, we need to be having our foot either sideways, or if we're doing Maigeri, we need to have our toes pulled. Right now, we're going to go ahead and get in that side kick position because we're thinking what we're doing. Hold that knee. And down. Again, don't lean into what we have here. This is just for balance for right now. Again, up, pull it in, stretching. You should feel this stretch in your hip flexor. You should feel it stretch underneath in your glute here. You should also feel the inside, your adductor muscles here at work stabilizing you, okay? All right, this time we're going to go ahead and pick it up and we're going to take it out. So make sure you have something to hold on to. And foot up, foot turned. Slowly, we're going to rotate that hip because we're thinking the power has to come from the kick straight out, right? So now with our hip turned, we're also stretching our hip, stretching our thigh. Go ahead and turn your base foot out. You can bend your knee. If you want to grab your leg, you can. And let's stretch that side kick straight out. Yokogeri. Hold it. If you don't have to hold your leg up, amazing. I'm so impressed. For right now, I'm going to hold mine. Then I'm going to watch that line twist and down. You should feel all the muscles in your hip engaged and stretching, okay? This is really, really a good stretch. Again, we're only going to do 3 just for time's sake, but you could do these on your own, 10 on each side. Lifting that knee up, rotating that hip, lifting the hip. Watch when I lift my hip, I'm not sinking this. This stays the same, and this hip is going to rise. Rise, 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 rise. Then out. I know I'm leaning. That's okay. I'm kicking higher than normal. And back. Same path. Twist. Hip comes down. And down. I hope y'all enjoy this stretch. I love this one. I think this is just exactly what we need to get our legs going back in the right direction. Knee up. Karate is ageless. We see a lot of these young kids that can kick super high and have all this endurance. But what these younger ones don't know is we have years of training these basics and experience. So we just have to keep our bodies doing, let's do one more, these are fun. Keep our bodies conditioned so that we can keep performing the technique the proper way that we know how to do it. That's the only thing that happens over time that makes it difficult, is that we take shortcuts, so we get used to the shortcuts and things are improper then. Let me grab this chair. I didn't think that one through, did I? All right, other side. First, just taking that knee up. Go ahead, get that foot ready. Blade side down and down. And up. You should feel this stretching in that hip flexor. And down. All right, this time we're going to take it out, starting with the hip first. Again, the hip, this hip lifts up. Lift that hip up. Lift, 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 and the foot goes with it. Then use your hand if you need to. I am. Push that foot out. Turn your base foot. Whatever needs to be comfortable for this. You should feel this everywhere. And back. Drop the hip. Down. Okay? Again, knee up. This is for stretching purposes. Stretching purposes. And hip. Hip, 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 hip. Foot straight out. And back. You can hold these longer. You can work up to not using your hand at all. Maybe for something like that, you just do a 1 second hold. You do knee up, you twist, you push it out, wah, bring it back, and down. If that's difficult, then that means that we've gotten weak in this muscle right here. We've gotten weak in our glutes. That's not a big deal. The glute is probably the fastest and easiest muscle to build back up. We just got to do it. You know, we got to do the uncomfortable stuff. Hip up, leg out, turn the base foot, feel the stretch. Make sure that your hip is engaged. Pull that foot back, hip down, foot down. Okay, one more, just for fun. Knee up, hip out, and pushing that foot. Turn that base foot if you need to. And back. Lower that hip and down. A really good exercise to build up those muscles again that we all have or had or maybe need to work on a little bit more is doing absolutely what we just did, but you can do it so much easier. Keep your foot elevated, barely off the floor, and all you're going to do is lift that hip. Just lift it. Lift and down. Lift. Try that a couple of times. You'll feel your stability muscles in your left leg, your base leg that you're standing on. Try it without holding on to anything. Your base leg will be hard at work to balance yourself. You'll feel your hip and glute muscle at work to lift. You can do it with your knee too. Lift. However you want to do it. You'll feel this glute engage as it's trying to help push. These are very, very good exercises. Let's do 5 on each side, just so you'll know what it feels like when you do it on your own. So foot out in front, and we're just going to lift that hip. 1, down. 2, down. See, everything doesn't have to be lifting a 100-pound weight or going as fast as you can across the floor. You can do little small motions at home, other side, that'll build things up, that'll get you ready for those moments when we're trying to go fast across the floor. Other side, lift that left foot up, right leg at work, lifting that hip, itch, and down. Knee, lift. You can feel it in your oblique too. This builds up your stomach muscles, and down. Some, and down. She, and down. One more. Go, and down. Woo! I love those little easy exercises. Okay, let's stretch out our quads, grabbing that foot, making sure that that knee is in line with the other knee, if you can see completely sideways. And pulling that heel to your bottom. And other side. I'll change here. Grab that foot, put your knee down, stretching out that quad, hip flexor, pull the foot in. If you need more of a stretch, you push your hips forward while pulling your your foot higher. Just pull up, push. Don't let your knee separate from the other leg. Keep it together. That's where the stretch comes from. Very nice. Okay, now for the last little hamstring, we're just going to stick one foot out, heel in front, bend down, stretch. Now, we're getting our hamstring, but we're also getting our glute, okay? We're all about trying to do as much as possible at one time with these time limits we have. And release. And down. Release. And down. Each time we do this, we should be able to get down lower and lower, keeping your chin up. And release. It's always easy to round our back out and sink low, but that's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to stretch out our hamstring and our hip. All right, other side. Right foot in front and bending down and up. When I stand up, I'm actually pushing forward for me because I like to get another extra stretch, so I get my back leg hip flexor engaged as well. So lean back and up, push, and everybody knows how to stretch, and I know everybody has their own routines. These are just some extra little reminders of things that we can do. It's nice sometimes to have somebody guide us through it instead of just getting in the floor by ourselves and trying to come up with a routine. So I really appreciate everybody being a part of this with me. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it is helping some of you out. And up. Let's take that sumo squat all the way down to the ground now. This is always a nice little, I don't know what it is about this position. It's very relaxing. It doesn't require a lot of flexibility to be able to do it. I know a lot of times on the sidelines of kumite, you see people resting like this in between. It doesn't make your legs tired like it does maybe sitting in seiza or cross legs. But it's very good. It opens your hips back up. You can push with your arms, which is what I'm doing to get a stretch in my inner thighs. This one you can hold anywhere from 45 seconds to a minute. It just feels good. I just really like this one. All right, from here, we're going to do a flow. So as we stand up, we're going to take our toes and point them straight and straighten our legs and stay down. Okay, so hands on the floor, straighten your toes and down. And take your toes back out and bring it back down to the floor. Again, start up, turn your toes, straighten your legs, head down. Come back down, toes out. Squat. Smile. One more time, take it up. Toes front, head down. And toes out. And down. Very nice. All right, and just for those with our lower back issues, we're going to take it to on your hands and knees, and once again pretend that there's a cord, a string attached to the lower part of your back, and that somebody is pulling that string straight up to the sky. So we're going to think with your mind, lift as high as you can, tilting your bottom underneath. And relax. Don't relax and arch your back, just relax. Right now we're trying to get our hips back under us. And lift. And relax. Now take it down. Same thing, same feeling that your back is pushing, pushing, pushing. So use your hands and actually push, if you can see that motion I'm doing, push against the ground to push your lower back, okay? And we're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Ready? Go. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, ruk, sich, hach, ke, ju. And release. Okay, that's all I have for you today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. Even if you just find one thing that helps you, then for me, it's completely worth it. I'm going to go through here real fast and see if anybody has any questions or comments. John Richardson, as always, it's so nice having you along on these little journeys. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So good to see everybody. Vince, good to see you. Martin, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so thank you, Natalie. I appreciate that. Goodrick, thank you, thank you. It's always amazing to be here with you guys. I do want to say that I'm super excited that this coming Wednesday, I'll be doing a karate class on Karate at Home. And then immediately following the hour karate class, we'll do a 30-minute stretch class as well. So we'll get the full hour and a half. I'm so excited about it. I hope you can join. I hope you will find interest in it. We will be working on hip motions and the kata gankaku. It is one of my favorite katas because it is so beautiful and it does require a lot of balance. We're going to work on pieces of it that you're not going to be expecting. It's not going to be, I'll leave it for a surprise, but I think you'll really enjoy it. So even if it's not your kata, I hope you join in for the basic aspect of it, the beauty aspect of it, and for the stability and hips part. It'll be a lot of fun. Other than that, thank you all so much. Emil, thank you. Okay, as always, if you guys have any questions or any stretches that you'd like to see for next Wednesday after class, then send me a message. We'll make sure to work that into what we do and try to hit if you have an injury or concern or anything like that. We'll take care of it, okay? Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Thank you for letting me be a part of your Sunday. Once again, have a beautiful, wonderful week. Keep smiling, stay positive, stay healthy, and I'll see you on Wednesday in a gi. See you next time.